Really, that's the reason why these girls are popular isn't because they're good at dancing. It's because they're attractive. That's the reason. Like, I'm sorry, but like, there it is.
That's extremely durable yet comfortable and cute during practice that can eventually become its own.
That's super lucky. Well, that's usually by being very attractive.
With that being said, although times have changed and the D'Amelio sisters are highly unlikely to regain that surreal level of mass attention again, all they need to do is to build a stronger connection with their existing.
Mira, ya va ya para que le regañen otra vez. Ya va para allá para que le regañen, ok. Sí me gusta. Que usted entienda. Que usted entienda qué está pasando aquí y por qué la regaña su mamá. ¿Por qué la regaña su mamá a usted? Que está loquilla.
Like, of course, there's like issues and problems. Like, nobody gives a shit, right? Like, I remember Hassan had that thing happen. Like, originally mad. The problem is like the problem is that I agree that the issues are real and they're legitimate and they should be taken seriously. But at the end of the day, if people aren't taking them seriously and they're getting mad about them, it's like an issue of like the customer's always right. If people don't like this and you keep giving it to them, it doesn't matter whether you're right or not. If they're not buying the product, right? Whether that's streams, a reality TV show, or anything else. You really don't want to work anymore.
Pretty privilege can get you far, but cannot last a lifetime. Ultimately, it still comes to good intentions, authenticity, and hard work to build a long I do believe the D'Amelio sisters are capable of arise to their careers again if they choose to use their influence.
From losing over 700,000 subscribers, as well as the respect of his own fan base, iDubbbz is without a doubt facing one of...
Ah, here we go. Wait.なんだくれよ。なんだくれ。なんだくれ。なんだくれよ。名前はセールス。対策終わり。俺はなる。There we go.
subscribers, as well as the respect of his own fan base, iDubbbz is without a doubt facing one of the worst downfalls in YouTube history.
A good amount of people are just doing the reasonable thing and just making jokes and laughing about it. But there's a whole nother group of people who feel personally devastated and betrayed. You lied to us.
All of this begs the question, how did one of YouTube's most iconic creators become the laughingstock in the eyes of both his fans and the broader internet community? Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we'll be diving into the controversial career and downward spiral of iDubbbz, a creator who built his career on criticizing others, but fell victim to it himself. iDubbbz started his journey on YouTube in 2012.
Wait. What is this gay shit going on here? Seems like now it's working. There we go. Okay, now it's working. Let's go. I'm gonna start it from the top.
From losing over 700,000 subscribers, as well as the respect of his own fan base, iDubbbz is without a doubt facing one of the worst downfalls in YouTube history.
A good amount of people are just doing the reasonable thing and just making jokes and laughing about it. But there's a whole nother group of people who feel...
Wait, I want to see that picture again.
The reasonable thing and just making jokes and laughing about...
This is how Anissa looked like. Oh wait, my camera is actually. Sorry guys. Wait, okay. I'm gonna move myself. Here we go. Okay. Now, can you guys see up there, right? That's how Anissa looked like when she first started seducing our Lord and Savior iDubbbz. Look, she wasn't that bad. You know, she was kind of cute. You gotta say, you know, she did have. Maybe it's the long hair. Maybe it's the fact that she was a lot slimmer, so her boobs kind of like, you know, popped out more. She's not covered in horrible, like funny parlor tattoos. Right? So she looks kind of good. I don't know if she looks like good enough to lose all of your money and your fame and your fans and the work that you've been putting in for years and your friends. She does look kind of pretty. At least prettier than she does now.
About it. But there's a whole nother group of people who feel personally dead.
Look at this guy. Now, by this point, you all know, if you see someone that looks like iDubbbz does in this video, you know that's a beta cuck, right? You just know it. It's the unnecessary 1980s that mustache when the guy's not even a dad. He's not responsible, you know. I don't know if he's a pedophile. If he was a pedophile, the glasses and the nose hair, it would make sense. But nothing's coming out for him. So I'm gonna say he's not a pedophile. He's not a father. So why is he looking like that? Is he like against looking good in his life? What is that, right? Now you know that. And I think now we know that someone that looks like iDubbbz does in this video is a sim cuck because of iDubbbz, actually. But yeah, look at him. He looks like a hipster dude. And back then it was kind of cool to like stand up for like OnlyFans girls, and not for like base people that have been based all the time, but it was like the normie thing to do. It was
Devastated and betrayed. You lied to us.
All of this begs the question, how did one of YouTube's most iconic creators become the laughingstock in the eyes of both his fans and the broader internet community?
Classic iDubbbz. He lost his friends and he got involved with a female that is at the very best, she's a cluster B type personality. I am sure she in my opinion is PPD, but I don't know them personally.
Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we'll be diving into the controversial career and downward spiral of iDubbbz, a creator who built his career on criticizing others, but fell victim to it himself. iDubbbz started his journey on YouTube in 2012, and almost immediately he began uploading content. The first long-running series on his channel was titled Kickstarter Crap, which saw iDubbbz making fun of various lackluster
We're going to recapture my creatures, they need our help.
Kickstarter projects.
Hello everyone and welcome back to more Kickstarter crap. Today the piece of crap that we're looking at is called Paintball Panda, The Bamboo Tales, your new everyday game.
Although these videos were nothing more than simple rants, iDubbbz's unique style of presentation and sense of humor set him apart from other channels, which allowed him to rapidly increase his viewer base, growing from a few 100,000 viewers per upload to over 1 million. This critical approach to making videos would bleed into his other projects, and eventually lead to the creation of iDubbbz's most popular series, Content Cop.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Content Cop. Today's theme on Content Cop is equality. But this time, I'm gonna make a video about a woman with a... We're talking about Tana Nojewel.
Each upload in the Content Cop series saw iDubbbz break down and berate a specific controversial creator with several edgy jokes and funny sketches mixed in. Over the years, iDubbbz would cover the likes of Tana Mojo, Fierce here and Keemstar, which gave him a reputation for being one of the most ruthless commentary channels on YouTube. Combine this with unhinged collaborations with creators like Filthy Frank, Max Mofo, and Anything for Views, and it was only a matter of time before iDubbbz reached legendary status on the platform.
Hey guys, how you going? My name's Max Mofo. I'm Filthy Frank. I'm iDubbbz TV. And today we're playing Deadly Twist.
I mean, Frank was really the soul of that group. I mean, they were all good together. Right, but I don't think I've ever seen a whole video of Max by himself. I know he's kind of popular with the Pokemon community and all that, but me personally, not really that interested in him by himself. The fat guy with some issues, he's also not very entertaining for me. iDubbbz, I did watch his Content Cops back in the day, but that and bad Kickstarter things were the only two things that I watched from him. Filthy Frank, on the other hand, I look up every so often. I look at the re-uploads. I look at the original two channels constantly. You know, it's like that hasn't died. So yeah, I think Frank really. He brought out the best of all of his friends, because his own willingness to let's say like make a fool of himself or do like outrageous things kind of fueled the other guys. And I think once you remove the leader from a group or the person that brings that spark, it's really hard for the others to get activated. And that doesn't like speak bad on them. I don't think like that makes them weak or anything. It's just like the chemistry that there is in the group. I don't know.
We've got the red spots, which are fire. We've got the blue spots, which are spaghetti. The yellow spots that are mouse traps, and the green spots, which are pull a mystery challenge from the hat. If it lands on purple, I get the belt on these.
Ultimately, iDubbbz's unorthodox creativity would inspire a whole generation.
The fat guy I always think that the fat guy is secretly gay. He's secretly homosexual. And I still stand by that. Or he might even be like kind of repressing his willingness to dress like a woman. For some reason, I feel that from him. I don't know if like this is gonna age well, but I think it will.
Generation of other creators to follow in his footsteps. While iDubbbz would later move away from the extremely edgy content, he managed to retain a majority of his fan base, and seemed to be comfortable exploring other avenues of creativity. Unfortunately for iDubbbz, he was about to be put at odds with fans, and it wouldn't be for the content he created. In March 2020, iDubbbz's girlfriend, Anissa Jomha, published a tweet announcing she'd be making an OF account, and began promoting it to both of their fan bases. I'm very excited to announce my lewd OF launch. Check me out in the link below. I'm very excited to provide cute cosplay photo sets and more. Hard devil face. Under normal circumstances, announcements like this would generally go unnoticed, but Anissa's connection to iDubbbz would incite a response from his community. Seriously rip, iDubbbz has fallen. I can't believe Ian was a simp all along. I'm sort of disappointed. Really, iDubbbz, more like iCucks. While the comments from viewers were mostly lighthearted trolling, iDubbbz would deem it necessary to respond to the subset of fans that reacted negatively to the situation.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of iDubbbz Complains. This is a very special episode where I get to tackle two topics that I've recently become very passionate about. That is a section of my audience who thinks they know.
Hey you! Yes, you. Do you usually buy your video games directly from Steam or Origin? Do you pay the full retail price for them? Are you crazy? What the hell? Oh my God. My friend, CJS CD Keys offers the same games, the same instant service, and an even better level of customer support at 50% lower prices. Take Sims 4, for example. Origin wants £50 for the standard edition, while CJS offers the limited edition of the game for just £28.50. That's just 36
Wait,
euros.
sorry.
They know me and my opinion on sex work.
Following this, iDubbbz would directly attack members of his audience who didn't approve of Anis's new line of work, and made it clear he didn't care about their opinion.
A good amount of people are just doing the reasonable thing and just making jokes and laughing about it. But there's a whole nother group of people who feel personally devastated and betrayed. First up, we got Edward. He probably got told by a lot of people that he looks like iDubbbz, and he really liked that because iDubbbz was cool. But now that iDubbbz is a simp, now he's gonna go in full baby Wawa mode.
To try and prove the situation wasn't a big deal, iDubbbz claimed OF content had no impact on someone's future job prospects or social standing, which was an uphill argument.
I mean, that didn't age well. But also, it's like, there were a lot of people that were thinking about the repercussions of doing OnlyFans. Now they've been proven right by time, you know.
I think this is one of the most important opinions to highlight because it really demonstrates a severe lack of real-world experience when you're saying that
I mean, who's lacking the real world experience now, iDubbbz?
future jobs are going to be harder to come by because of an OnlyFans account. Like, if you think this affects your standing or your social credibility in getting jobs, you are so sadly mistaken. This is straight out of the playbook of the boomer who's decaying in his lazy boy, who wants to tell you, no, that ain't gonna work. No one's gonna hire you looking like that.
Even though the video attempted to present several compelling points, the fact that iDubbbz was making a response to what most people would consider a non-issue only amplified the negativity towards him and his girlfriend. One of the easiest ways to amplify negativity to yourself in real life is by smelling bad. The worst part about it is that most people won't even tell you that you are the perpetrator of the unsettling scents. In fact, when people do tell you about your scent, it's generally in the form of compliments, when you're wearing a unique or satisfying fragrance. This month, I've been wearing a lot of Versace Eros, as I love the fresh summer scent, which brings back a lot of memories of having nights out in the city with my best friends. Fortunately, I've been able to keep in stock of cologne thanks to today's sponsor, Scentbird. Scentbird is a fantastic service which allows you to experience designer fragrances without breaking the bank. They allow you to try popular brands like Prada and Versace, as well as more niche labels like Parfums di Mali and Roja. They provide a generous amount of fragrance, which they say lasts 30 days, but I have found lasts even longer. Whilst this month I tried Versace Eros, I've also enjoyed Gold Expressive by Commodity, as well as Midnight Gold by English Laundry, which you can find linked in the description. My favorite part about Scentbird is how affordable it is, as you get to try a wide range of fragrances without spending hundreds of dollars on individual bottles.
I mean, it's like, if you get the 1 cent subscription, it's around like 18 something dollars a month if you're in the US, depending on the taxes of your state, because it's $16.95, but then you add the taxes, so it comes out to like 18 something for like a little vial, which is, I don't know, it depends. If you have the money and you like trying out like new scents, I think that's good. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's like as inexpensive as they make it out to be.
models.
But
A
it's not
bonus of
bad.
this is being able to experiment and truly find what suits you. If you're interested in Scentbird, use my code Anarchist55 off or the link below to get 55% off at Scentbird. You can get the product for half the price. That's just $8. With that being said, let's get back into the video where things get a lot worse for iDubbbz. While most
9 something. Dude, what the fuck? So many ads! And ad. Hey, sorry.
the commentary community acknowledged that the controversy was overblown, they also made it clear that iDubbbz's response only made the situation much worse.
While he was getting into this video talking about, you know, the fans that he's cultivated that are highly toxic, he went on.
Well, Mudahar the millionaire. No. I'm pretty sure if I get my streams paused, I'm gonna have some of those funny faces. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like Mudahar now. Back then I used to like tolerate him. Never liked his like preachy attitude. He's like that one like really nerd guy that somehow gets like clout and respect from people. But you can feel how it goes up to their head. And they don't become like outright bullies, but they get like self-righteous. I don't like him for that. Just too grating, too annoying. Yeah. Well, now he's proven his bitch, which is actually like, I'm gonna say it's double price for one video, because we get to compare past iDubbbz, current iDubbbz, and then we also get a little snippet of past Mudahar and new Mudahar, the one that this is the Mudahar that survived the Modern Warfare 2 lobbies and back in the 2010s. Here's the Mudahar that deep dived into the dark corners of the deep web and brought us all some of that darkness. He's also the Mudahar that what else did he? Oh yeah, he visited 4chan all the time, right? Compared to the new Mudahar, who deleted his or something about his Twitter. I don't remember. I don't remember why. I think he's just locked off or something. Some gay shit.
And he finally gave them what they want, an emotional reaction. This would have died a week later anyways. Nobody would have talked about it. Get bored and start playing fucking Furcadia afterwards. The fact that you addressed it to over 1 million people, guess what? It's now going to be brought up for a while.
Well, this marked the first time iDubbbz overcorrected when it came to
Wow, look at them. Yeah, you can see the toxicity just from that picture. I don't know, there's something weird. I don't know if you guys get this, but some pairings, some photos, you get just like a weird sense. It's kind of inexplainable, because it's not like I can tell you, anything I could tell you that I noticed that makes me think, wow, these people, they're not really compatible. They shouldn't be together. If I explain it to you, or if I tell you what they are, you can say like, well, that's circumstantial. You can see that now because of what's happened. But if I seen this picture, I don't know, 4 years ago or now, I would still get the same feeling. Plus, she has the crazy eyes of a cluster B type personality, okay? She's definitely, in my opinion, BPD.
controversies involving him and his partner, it wouldn't be the last, as he would
Look at that gay hand. Look at the gay hand, okay? This is how you know. This is how you know when a guy has already mentally cucked himself, okay? It's because when the chick has too much power over you, and the relationship is not really balanced, and you're like always fearing that she might like cheat on you, or do some shit. Maybe she's kind of shady, but you still don't want to let go because your emotions, or you're being like clingy, or whatever. Your insecurities, whatever. You get this type of feeling like she's kind of like. You're constantly fighting for the position of boyfriend, even though you're still in a relationship. It's like you don't feel secure I don't know how to say it. Like, it's like it doesn't come organically or naturally to be in contact with a person. Like, now I have a good relationship, right? And sometimes I will just like spank my girlfriend, or I will touch her in some way that's like close, right? Um, and I feel safe doing that. I know she's not gonna get mad. I mean, she might get mad depending on where we're at, right? Because if I do it out in the open, then sometimes she does get mad, but it's still funny, and I still know she's not really that mad, right? Because I'm also not doing anything that's that bad, but it's just a little game. But I've been in other relationships where I was IDubs. I was feeling like IDubs, and I can recognize that hand. You don't touch the girlfriend, the woman, or even if it was a man, right? You don't touch your partner, the person that you're having sex with, swapping spit with, like that. That's like some we're best friends type of energy shit. That's what it looks like. Like, why is his hand over here and not down there? And by down there, I don't mean her vagina or her ass crack. I mean, like, around her waist, in her tummy, something like that. Something close. Look at his positioning, too. He's not, like, really, like, he's not even, like, doing the classic hug from behind or something. No, he's just, like, awkwardly and, like, not even sure if he can, like, actually get that close. Look, that's what happens when you date a crazy bitch. That's also what happens when you date a PPD or a cluster B-type personality person, because they are unhinged.
Verses involving him and his partner, it wouldn't be the last, as he would go on to repeat this pattern of emotionally responding to criticism. On the 8th of January 2022, a creator by the name of Sam Hyde published a video titled The Truth About iDubbbz. At a first glance, this video seems like an expose piece about iDubbbz, but the 2-hour-long video was actually roughly cut footage from a documentary that Sam and iDubbbz filmed together several months prior.
Lo amaba mucho.
El tipo era el mejor engañando.
For a bit of context, Sam Hyde is an internet personality who made a career for himself by pushing the boundaries of what's considered acceptable in online comedy. The footage from the video was meant to be a part of another installment in iDubbbz's series of documentaries covering interesting online figures like Airsoft Fatty and Dax Flame.
The documentary hasn't come out. It's like 8 or 9 months ago we shot that footage, and it's clear that it's not coming out. And we took like 2 weeks of our time and shot a bunch of shit that's like really awesome. And we spent like we rented all that shit. We
rented a T-Rex.
Spent fucking $15,000 on things. So we got to release our footage.
Sam went on to explain that he and his team included several bits of misleading but comedic information during filming to both make the documentary more exciting and prevent iDubbbz from a hit piece.
We came up with a lot of funny ideas to like pull tricks and like I hired this crackhead girl to.
The fact that iDubbbz couldn't get the joke at all during all of his time, and like the fact that he couldn't even relate to Hyde after he had been involved with Frank. It's like, come on, dude. You're not really
pretend to be my girlfriend. And we did all these funny like prank things, but it wasn't to make him look like an asshole. It was to like make his project funnier. I wanted to make a video with iDubbbz where it was like, oh my god, this is fucking crazy, mayhem, this is funny. Part of what went wrong was I think iDubbbz was kind of trying to punk me a little bit. Yeah. And like make me look like a guy that had like fallen off, which I have. Like I've fallen off, like undoubtedly.
Sam's cut of the documentary would garner over 3 million views and lead fans to theorize that the reason iDubbbz hadn't released his version was that he intended to misrepresent Sam. iDubbbz tried to make an on-location documentary following around Sam Hyde to mock him for being washed up. He never uploaded it. Now Sam is showing the footage and it's 2 hours of him and his crew fucking with Ian and making him seem like a meek, awkward nerd. Lamau. A month later, iDubbbz would upload his version of the documentary, titled Getting Away With It, during which he he shed light on his thought process during filming. Apparently, iDubbbz wanted to get an authentic look into who Sam was beyond his comedic persona.
Back in March, we went to
Come on, iDubbbz wanted to get some dirt on him, make him look like a fool.
Rhode Island to film a documentary with Sam Hyde, who's known for his comedy videos.
Because he already did it with Ursa Fadi, right? And if he was actually like a good person, he would try to help the people. Someone like Ursa Fadi, like, I wouldn't be able to go and try and make a documentary with him without a plan to like have his life be better at the end of the documentary, you know, as like part of like why we are doing this. I mean, otherwise then you're just acting like some Nat Geo photographer or videographer that's like watching the gazelle get fucked up by the lion or some shit, you know. It's like, but you're doing that to a human, so you're definitely using that human as like a prop, or like, you know, like, look at this freak, right? Instead of going like, okay, let's look at this person, let's see how they got here, let's see what we can learn, and let's see how we can turn this around, right? Something like that. I mean, if I don't know, dude, because I'm just against like taking advantage of people that are in a truly disadvantaged position. Someone like Ursa Fadi is definitely in that position. I mean, if you even like contextualize his whole life for 5 minutes, you can realize how he has a lot of a lot of difficulties. Just you can intuitively know, right? Like, he was definitely bullied for being fat. You know, he's not good looking. He's probably not gonna be good looking even if he like works out. I mean, he's gonna be better looking, but not like, it's not gonna be Brad Pitt. But in any case, you know, it's like, if you're gonna do something about that person, then you have to. If you're not an asshole, if you're not trying to like take advantage of the person, you have to do something for them too, so that they don't just like get left behind, and you get, you get all the fame, you get all the views, you get all the money from those views, right? And the guy is just there, just being himself, just at the same place. It's like, nah, dude.
Be interesting to get to know more about Sam, because not many people know much about him. He's a bit mysterious. He's a bit unwieldy.
Whether or not iDubbbz wanted to portray Sam negatively was anyone's guess. However, it was clear that the conflict of interest between both parties had affected the overall quality of the documentary. On one side, Sam wanted to create a comedic spectacle, while on the other, iDubbbz sought to make an introspective look into an elusive online personality. At the end of the
iDubbbz could have had all of that. He really could have. If he had played into Hyde's game, I don't think Hyde is like, it's like an ill-willed person. You know, it's like, he's not really gonna be like backstabby and bitchy, and if you understand his humor, he's gonna be like, join the club, baby. You know, that's it. Because that's the difference. Look, someone like Hyde is more outwardly, let's say, repellent. You know, it's like he says whatever he wants to say. He words it in a way that's like, maybe, it's not the most PC way of saying things, but he's coming from an honest place, and that's what is really important. And I think, because he's actually a smart person, right? Because if you look at all of his past comedy, he does have some thought behind his comedy, even if it's not like political, even if he's not like trying to change your mind or shape your worldview with it. There's still commentary in there. There's still a reflection of reality, right? And he plays with that a lot, especially when he first got canceled. So in a way, I notice that he I think anyone that's like that, anyone that is like very honest and is unable to like put on a mask and act the way that you should act to get the things that you want to get. If you're unable to do that or really unwilling to do that, you start to develop a way to filter people. And a lot of that time is like, can this new person that is trying to get close to me look past the outside layer of me, my persona, right? And see what my true feelings are, what my heart is, what I'm honest, what I'm joking about. And some people do get it. You get really close to them. Some other people, they may have the potential, and I think IDubbbz has it, but it's just not in the mental place to be able to take advantage of the of the opportunity that he had at that point. Because imagine 2014, 2016 IDubbbz would have probably, I mean, at least on paper, would have worked with Hyde very well. It's like, just play it up. You really, literally, like, that was all Hyde was doing during IDubbbz's documentary. But he didn't get it. He did not have any fun. Then he also had another opportunity with Creator Clash with the first one. I think if he would have like banned Hyde, but actually get Hyde to like sneak into the event and then like film that, go the full like WWF route, where you have this like incidents that get recorded live, like the fights that The Rock had with Stone Cold Steve Austin, like backstage, and them like getting like running each other over, or like throwing like Stone Cold throwing The Rock over the bridge and shit like that. It's like, do it in a way that people are entertained. That once your event is over, there's still like a lot of buzz around it, that you have something to follow up on. And if he would have allowed Hyde to become the Candyman and the villain that he was trying to play himself as, fuck, dude, I think we would have been we would have Creator Clash 3 or 4, no issue, dude. But IDubbbz is like, he's misdirecting his emotional energy because he has pent up frustration being in the relationship that he is, but he's like too immature and insecure in himself. He's not able to break it off. It's a real dummy.
The day, neither side got what they wanted and only walked away with a bitter feud between them, a feud that would only get worse with time. Later that year, IDubbbz would announce an influencer boxing event dubbed Creator Clash to raise money for different charities. Seeing a chance to settle a one-sided rivalry with Hassan Piker, Sam would request to be part of the event. But
could you imagine that? Dude, it would have been fucking amazing, man. IDubbbz would have made his money back 10 times. People would have been, the charities would have gotten like a lot of money, and then he would have been able to do a really, really amazing second version, third version, and fourth version of it. Like, take a look at there's a streamer from Spain called Ibai, I-V-I-A, that's how it's spelled, Ibai. And he has put up this streamer event called La Velada del Año, which is like the night of the year or something like that. And like every year it gets crazier and crazier. Like just this year they had Will Smith over there. Like they literally had Will Smith on stage with Jaden Smith singing. I don't know, with somebody else. They had some like really good artists in there, but I think that the most known one to like North America is Will Smith of the ones that they had there. But it was crazy, you know, and it's like a streamer event and it's a boxing event, and you know every year it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But he knows how to like set up the stakes, or he has like the correct team with him. IDubbbz didn't, and I think IDubbbz kind of like, well, no, he definitely shot himself in the foot for that.
IDubbbz and Anissa almost immediately turned down the request.
There's been some talk of Sam Hyde getting involved in your event. Could you speak to that?
Yeah, we just did a live stream where we spoke to it a little bit. But if anyone saw the documentary, Getting Away with It, we worked with Sam Hyde for a period. Involving him in our event just isn't a good idea. I think most people would.
Business risk.
I think most people.
A massive business risk. That's like the most. That's like the gayest like bullshit thing ever. Because like, obviously he's a good businessman. He has money still, even though he got canceled and all that. It's like he has friends that are like family people, you know, that are, maybe he says some like crazy shit, but that's just part of like him doing entertaining content and presenting his ideas in a way that's entertaining and a little controversial, right? That's just part of the business. But he definitely shows that there is integrity to him, and that there is integrity to the people that he hangs out with, and that most of all, in this case, that they are good business people. You know, they are great business people because they're not poor, they're rich, right? And they were not born rich, at least not his friend, the fat guy that's always on his podcast. I don't remember his name, but I like him. He's really funny. He's really witty. If you're like even slightly smart, you can realize that they are smart, that they have some knowledge, you know, but they choose to be funny with it. It's just like that. The fact that they went ahead and said like, oh, he's a business risk, like he's not a fucking crazy psychotic person. He's just playing a fucking character. It's called hyper reality. You mix a little bit of your real self with a enhanced version of yourself, almost cartoony version of yourself. I mean, IDubbbz used to do that. That's why he got so popular. Come on, dude, you're a fucking idiot. It's because of Jomo, for real.
People would understand that.
Yeah, it's a huge business risk. I mean,
To viewers, it almost seemed hypocritical for IDubbbz, an individual with a similar controversial past, to exclude Sam from the event for being a quote
exactly what I was saying.
Brand risk. Even though Sam couldn't directly participate, he still managed to get involved by training another fighter named Harley Morenstein of the Epic Mealtime YouTube channel.
I mean, look, they had the setup perfectly. Because imagine that. It's like, he could have been like in disguise as like an old trainer or some shit that's like there with Morenstein, and then he like reveals himself in the middle of a fight or some shit. I don't know. It's like, just make it entertaining. It doesn't have to be like all seriousness. It's an entertainment event. You're not real boxers. Just make it entertaining, you fucking bitch. And then IDubbbz had the best guy for the job there, right there, just basically handing himself in a silver platter, saying, "Look, let's set this up." You know, but he was saying it without saying it, just doing the shit. And if IDubbbz would have gotten like his, you know, his comedy, his way of doing things, his way of being entertaining, you know who got it? Matan Evans, the Bill Clinton kid. That kid really did get it, and they have a really fun podcast together. Like one episode of the Matan Evan podcast he did with Sam recently. That shit is really entertaining, but they both get each other. IDubbbz couldn't.
So is your first day of real training tomorrow then?
This
With
is Sam
Sam?
Hyde. Remember, it's Sam Hyde.
It might be any minute, huh?
Oh, yeah, it could
Literally,
be
the
right now.
second I'm done here, I have a mysterious address that on Google Maps looks like a parking lot. And I'm going to meet him.
Esto es Kick.com, la plataforma de streaming más entretenida, en la cual podrás hacer gaming, streams de tu vida real, música en vivo, eSports o solo pasar el tiempo viendo streams. Siempre habrá un stream para ti en Kick.
Yeah, whatever, dude. Oh, fuck it! Sorry, guys.
there.
Unfortunately, it would be later revealed on Instagram that Sam wouldn't even be allowed to attend the Creator Clash event, with a comment from Sam reading, "To clarify, I bought 5 front row tickets and found out a few hours before the event that I was banned. So out about 11.5k, also security was walking around with pictures of my face and bothering some people about wearing my shirts, and the cameramen were told to avoid entire sections of the."
That's how IDubbbz killed his own event. It worked the first time just because people had already bought the tickets and all that, but it definitely prevented the event from becoming a real hit. Because if you would have allowed the Sam Hyde sympathizers to go in unimpeded, to not ban Sam, or like even ban him officially, but not actually like ban him and allow him to go in, set up a plan. Come on, dude, it would have been so fucking amazing. And I know a lot of people would have tuned in that otherwise wouldn't have and didn't, if he would have done that, if he would have worked with Sam and just kept up the charade. Sam was a perfect villain, the perfect foil for IDubbbz, and then IDubbbz can play his like mastermind puppet master character. It would have been perfect. It really would have been perfect. IDubbbz is too much of a bitch now.
The crowd rocking my shiz, lol, and I'd still train IDubbbz for the revenge match if he apologized. Mercy and Grace high on the list nowadays, just gotta ditch Yoko Ono, referring to Anissa. Sometime after Creator Clash, Sam would make an appearance on the Buckingham show to share his thoughts on the entire debacle.
Question that you were gonna be on this card at any point?
No, I didn't think I was going to be on the card, but I didn't realize at any point that I was going to be fucking blacklisted from a charity event. I got 5 front row tickets. It was $10,000, and it's for charity. And supposedly I'm going to be refunded this money. So he wants me not around badly enough that it's worth taking away $10,000 from charity.
While the reason for his ban was never stated, Sam suspected that Anissa pushed IDubbbz to make the decision.
Like deep down, I want him to be uncucked. I want him to get the tattoos lasered off, get a normal haircut, get rid of Yoko Ono.
Yes!
It's poisonous. That relationship is poisonous. I think she's got to go, man. She's gonna ruin his life.
It wouldn't be the first time that people speculated that Anissa had played a role in IDubbbz making bad choices.
There's like some days where I ask Ian, like, have I ruined your life? Like, I feel like because
she knows it. Look, and I know this from personal experience. I've been living most of my life surrounded by type 2, by type B cluster, or something like that. Cluster B type people, BPD people, narcissists, that kind of shit, right? They all have the same eyes. They all have similar faces. They're all crazy. They will ruin your life.
you get so many messages
Yeah.
where like you have to think about it. It's like Ian as a person has not changed very much in like regards to his like moral stance on a lot of things. But like Ian and how he feels about how he wants to put himself on the internet.
Regardless of the reason behind Sam's ban, public sentiment towards IDubbbz and Anissa was at an all-time low, and by the time Creator Clash 2 rolled around, it would only get worse. By the start of 2023, Sam had completely turned against IDubbbz, and began highlighting the many issues fans had with him. During the lead up to the second Creator Clash, a fighter by the name of Froggy Fresh would become the focal point of online debate and controversy regarding the event. Not only was he being trained by Sam Hyde, but he also made some interesting comments about subscribing to Anissa's OF.
If I don't hurt you beyond what anybody could have imagined, I will be so disappointed in myself that I will subscribe to Anissa's on.
By the 25th of March 2023, just 2 days after Froggy made
That was a second shot. Come on, that was a headshot.
that comment, the Creator Clash Twitter account would make this announcement. There has been a change in the lineup, and Froggy Fresh will no longer be fighting against Chris.
Wait, what the fuck? That's another ray gun.
Raygun. We will announce his replacement in the coming days. With just 3 weeks left, the countdown to Creator Clash 2 has begun. Creator Clash's goal is to make an inclusive and fun environment for creators and
Lo que quiero es que te calles,
que
perra.
te guste y bien pagado. ¿Qué harías si te dijera que lo puedes conseguir con Triple Ten?
fans while giving back to charity. That has always been our mission, and Froggy Fresh's recent behavior does not align with that mission. We look forward to sharing this positive experience on April 15th. Since the reason for the ban was never stated, fans viewed the unexplained ban as another example of iDubbbz using a heavy-handed approach to silence someone he didn't like. As a result, Twitter erupted with criticism and negativity directed at iDubbbz and the whole Creator Clash event, with a tweet from Waste Critical stating, "I'm really disappointed by this. Kicking him for Twitter controversy after months of training is brutal. I don't think any jokes he made were intended to be mean-spirited or shit on anyone. Hopefully they reconsider this decision." In response to the overwhelming hostility towards the event, the organizers at Creator Clash released another statement that they hoped would clarify the reason for banning Froggy. "We want to provide some additional information around the rationale for this decision. We have a legally binding code of conduct that each of our Creator Clash 2 fighters are held to, the violation of which is grounds for termination. Unfortunately, there were several violations made by Froggy Fresh during his tenure with the Creator Clash this year. To add insult to injury, Creator Clash organizers threatened to sue Froggy and demanded he return the funds given to him to cover the training cost," with a tweet reading, "Now I've been threatened with a potential lawsuit if I spoke about this entire mess, and demanding the 15k I used for training, equipment, travel, etc. over the last 5."
Imagine how many people refunded their pay-per-view after like the Froggy Fresh controversy. I would love to see that, but I think there were, I mean, even if it wasn't like a lot of people, I think there was a considerable amount of people, that just said, nah, fuck it, I'm not gonna do this. Maybe they even pirated it.
5 months? Unbelievable. Is this for charity or what's going on? A month after Creator Clash 2, iDubbbz would come out with a video addressing the real reason Froggy was banned from the event.
The main reason Froggy was kicked from the card was for collaborating with Sam Hyde. And, for anyone who's been following the story, that's, fairly obvious. Froggy.
I mean, I would love if like 2 years from now we learn that this has all been like a long game, where they're all internet. I would love to see that.
Froggy has explained, his side of the story multiple times. He's been perpetuating a narrative that it's about OnlyFans or that it's about Anissa's mom, and that's extremely deceptive.
iDubbbz would go on to explain that due to Sam making disparaging comments about Anissa, he didn't want him anywhere near the event.
So yeah, now that this guy is on the daily insulting my wife, I think it's pretty fair to, not want to associate with him in any way. I don't like him. And Froggy knows that. Froggy knows that I don't like him. Of course. That's why he was banned.
In addition to this, iDubbbz would also address the claims that he and Creator Clash were suing Froggy.
By the way, we weren't suing Froggy. We have no interest in going to court over $15,000. We wanted that $15,000 back, but, he wasn't giving it to us. So we have to leave.
I mean, think about that, right? It's like, one, the guy was collaborating with Hyde, and this was known way before he got banned. So that's not true. You arbitrarily kick out the guy that has been put in, at this point, months into training for your event. That you kicked him out for a little bit of online banter. And then you try and scare him with a lawsuit. I mean, that's bullying. And imagine now how many more people cancel their Creator Clash 2 pay-per-view after this. Like, fuck this guy, dude. I mean, I think that there were a lot more people doing that after his response right here. Because if there is something that I think most of us can agree on in the internet, is that creators or like celebrities or personalities of the internet suing smaller personalities of the internet for petty reasons is probably one of the worst sins out there. Okay, so him doing that, I mean, he already was like on a thin number of fans, like remaining fans, right? I mean, this is probably something that even if I had at this point been supporting him, I would be like, okay, you're no longer the underdog. You're just doing this to fuck with this guy, okay? It's not even fair. You're being too gay. Yes, your wife now has really ruined you. And even if I at the beginning was like, okay, well, maybe she can do OnlyFans and there's no issue, because she's with iDubbbz, and iDubbbz is great, so he's gonna make enough money for both of them so she can whore herself out, right? But she didn't stay hot. Not that she was that hot in the beginning, but she didn't even keep that. Then she got progressively worse. You can notice how iDubbbz has been like losing his will to live. Like year after year, he looks more and more done with life, in my opinion. And if I am someone that even in a parasocial way care about you, because I've been here since 2014. I've been here even since 2012. Right? So it's 10 years of my life. I've been seeing you grow. I've been seeing you, go through life, and your content changes with you. But then, if I look at your eyes before you were with her and after you were with her, it's like you're a completely different person, but not in a good way.
Leave it at that. We're not suing him.
While iDubbbz was transparent about his decision to ban Sam and anyone associated with him, the reaction to the video would be overwhelmingly negative for obvious reasons. To make matters worse, Froggy would release a
like the one kid that everyone bullies, and he always has like a face like he wants to cry, and he's always like really like skittish and just like reactive to like any movement. And then you find out like his parents, like his home life is just vicious. And I think that's what we are seeing here, because if you are with someone that is from the cluster B type personality, as described in the DSM-5, look it up, please. Just read it. It's a short read. Just read the 5 types. Notice, correlate what it says there to the people that you see in the media all the time. You're going to notice that a lot of them fit into that description. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. But here's the thing. I've lived with someone like that, and you really, like, even if you're strong enough, if you live with them and you are in like this situation where you can't really defend yourself, because defending yourself from someone like that means really just cutting all ties with them. That is the only way that you can actually do anything, because those people, they don't feel remorse, they don't accept any, they don't acknowledge any mistakes or errors they make. They are unable to receive any feedback, any criticism. They are quite explosive, and they don't care to escalate things to a point where it gets really dangerous really fast. So it's not a situation where he can sit down with her and say like, I feel this way and I don't like you doing this. And no, you cannot have a conversation like that with someone that is categorically an irrational person at their core, because that's who they are. That's cluster B type personality as described in the DSM-5. Okay, look it up. It's a short read. Please do it. It will save your life for sure. Okay, so here's the thing. When you live with someone like that, you end up walking on eggshells. And then that takes over your whole life. Especially if all the time you are right beside them. So it's the worst thing if you are the wife or the husband of someone that fits into that category, because it will make your life hell and it will give you no respite. Okay? It's horrible. Do not recommend. 0 out of 10. So that's basically, in my opinion, what Idubbbz is going through. He really is an abuse victim, but just we don't see it so much because we don't notice it as much because he's a male, right? So it's not really perceived that way, but that's the way that it is. Come on, dude.
Legal document that confirmed Creator Clash did indeed threaten him with legal action, reading, if he failed to return the enclosed acknowledgement by the specified date, Creator Clash shall seek all remedies available by law and equity due to your material breach of the bout agreement.
What then? We march on King's Landing and take the throne.
Oh yeah?
The path to victory now.
Including, without limitation, seeking punitive and consequential damages. The troubles for the Creator Clash brand wouldn't stop there, as it was later revealed that the event lost over $250,000 due to overspending and mismanagement. Another noteworthy point in Idubbbz's response video was,
I think if you get 50,000 buys, let's just say you get 50,000 buys in your first month before all the bad controversy. Maybe you get 55, 60. You calculate for that, right? You say, well, it's the second month since we released it, or something like that, and it's going well. I don't know. I don't really know the timeline right now, but let's say it's the first stages. It's before the controversy, but you already released the event for pre-sale. So you're getting all of these sales, and you think, well, we're gonna make a whole bunch of money, right? So you adjust your spending to the earnings that are being forecasted by the tickets, the pay-per-views that you've already sold. But what happens when the controversy hits, and then another controversy hits in a very short time, and then another controversy hits with the lawsuit, and then Froggy starts doing like a whole campaign about it? How many of those like 60,000 pay-per-views or tickets that you had already sold are now being refunded? Maybe he doesn't want to say that. I mean, I wouldn't want to say that. It would look really bad, and it would prove 100% that I made the wrong call. It would require me to do an actual analysis of why am I doing all the wrong things, taking all the wrong decisions. What is going on with me? Why am I being so illogical about things? Why can't I keep a cool head? I mean, that's what I would do if I was in his situation, right? I would look at the hard data and I would say, okay, what the fuck's going on? Because this is not like a small stumble, right? This is a big stumble. So I don't know. So he, instead of that, says mismanagement.
How he expressed discontent with his edgy content cop phase.
Despite many people being entertained by it, I'm not trying to take that away from you. If you feel like you've learned important lessons or you have grown as a person because of the content I've made, I don't.
It's because he's been he's been so broken in his personal life, I think, that he's unable to be in the mindset of someone that can actually be as actively confrontative as he was in his previous life. Let's say that his previous era. I think that it's kind of something like that. He's just so broken now. He wants to be a good guy, but he doesn't really want to be a good guy. He's more like a cowardly little mouse or something like that. I don't want to say he's a weasel just yet, but you know, he's definitely like a cowardly being. He just doesn't want to get any more pushback, because also it's like he used to dish it out, then they found the one thing that actually can hurt him, which probably talks about his own insecurities prior to Anissa. It's just like his insecurities, which I think he basically has always felt like ugly or unlovable or something like that. So he probably wasn't like really popular with women or something in his early teenage years, I think. So when he was not in a relationship, he was free, and he couldn't really be attacked in any way, because anything that they could say to him wasn't like worse than what he had already said to himself about himself, right? So he would be totally okay with that. But once he's in a relationship, now being in a relationship puts him in a position where his weak points do come up. That opens him up to being hurt by the criticism, and that happened. And precisely because that happened, he started spiraling, lost his aura, couldn't really cope. Now he understands what the people that he put through the same grinder in the past went through. And he wants the thing to stop. He basically is crying out saying like, please stop bullying me. I want to cry, right? So depressed, my wife is horrible. I lost all my money, I lost all my bitches, I lost all my potential creativity, all of it. My friends, right? That's what happens. That is what happens. So I don't know. It's like almost like him throwing the towel, right? Saying, "Hey, let's parlay this. Look, I fucked up so bad. It's just like, just leave me alone." But it's not gonna work like that. And someone like Sam Hyde knows that, because look at early Sam Hyde. Okay, early Sam Hyde could have become a Night Ops. Early Sam Hyde looks like a twink. He's actually kind of cute. And up until like, I don't know, like 10 years or something, he was still kind of good looking. He just chose to be kind of weird too. But it's like, I think Sam kind of went ahead and defeated his or like wrestled directly with his demons to a point where he was able to like overcome them or dominate them in a way that gave him um, just gave him the strength to become someone that can take everyone calling you Nazi and doing all that shit, and just like being so integrated within yourself that they can never really get you, because someone like Hyde already knows what his weak points are, and it's not like he hides them, but I think he realizes he doesn't really expose them. I think if he the ones that he has, I don't never see that, but even if he did, I don't think it would be that easy for him to, go into a psychotic break like Idubs did. And it's totally, I think, dependent on who you keep company with. And obviously, you have self agency and you have the ability to like choose whether you want to put up with the abuse if feeling like that all the time is something that is worth it, and thinking about like, okay, so if I do stay with this person and I'm gonna be feeling like this all the time, is it really worth it for me to like stay here 80 more years and like lose the remaining time of my youth and I can still like do something. Items, for all he has fallen, he can definitely rise above that many times over, like multiple times over, if he ever does make the right choice for himself. Like, basically, imagine if Hideouts is it's like one version of Scott Pilgrim, and that's what Ramona Flowers becomes once you are in a relationship, in a really committed relationship, and she has settled with you. Right? It's like, oh, it looks so dreamy from the outside, but once you're in, that's another story. And he needs to find his self respect and his ability to not, I won't say become a man, because I don't think you need to become like a man. I did that, and I went the other way, actually. I went and became more gay than ever. I went ahead and became um, more feminine than ever, right? And I said, "This is the way that I want to go." Right? It's like, I'm still me. For some reason, I want to do this. This is what makes me feel right. Let's fucking do it, right? It's better than living in the mindset of always wishing for something and like never really going for it. That's what differentiates. That's one of the most important filters between feeling like you are living your best life or not, feeling like you're trapped. It really is a choice. It sounds simple, but to get there, sometimes you really have to do some deep soul searching. It took me years to accept myself, but once I did, I could feel the right choice in my body. I could feel it in my mind. I really became happier. I became less angry than I had ever been. Um, so even though there's a lot of like opinions out there about people that transition or not, I think, yeah, there are a lot of people that are taking the choice lightheartedly, but there are some people that there are some of us that actually it's the best choice that we could have ever taken, right? So why I'm saying all of this, because personally, like, each individual has their unique self, right? And the closer that you get to expressing yourself fully as your unique self, the person that only you can be in the whole world, in the whole existence of time, in the whole of anyone ever that will ever live, right? The more that you get closer to your unique expression, the the more fulfilled and purposeful will you feel. The happier and more tranquil and peaceful that you will be within. And I mean that for real. So he really needs to find himself, I think, and really get away from people that make him feel worthless. Sometimes we do that. I know I used to do that a lot. I used to stay around people that I thought were my friends or were people that I could trust. But looking back, it's like a lot of them were constantly taking dicks at me and doing shit like that. And it's like, because I didn't have any self reliance, I accepted.
I don't want to take that away from you. With some good can come a lot of bad. and I think I've done a lot of bad.
iDubbbz would echo this sentiment in a video titled I Miss the Old iDubbbz, in which he apologized to viewers for building his career on hatred, harassment, and negativity.
I've realized that I need to be crystal clear about what I believe, so there's no room for ambiguity. I am responsible for creating a lot of hurtful and damaging content on this channel. I have made some cruel, hurtful content, and I need to acknowledge that, and I'm really sorry that it's...
When you actually change, I think you do more than just say sorry. It's like you actually change the way that you act. I don't think he really is saying sorry because he's sorry. I think it's more saying sorry to save himself.
taken me this long to acknowledge it.
While iDubbbz seemed to be making a genuine attempt to right what he thought were wrongs in his early days on YouTube, many of his fans would see this as him being insecure